members of the Bantam Fire Department for jumping on board quickly to help us out this year. They always are great, and we're so proud to have them really being responsible for the parade this year. Thank you so very much. You symbolize what all that's good about America.
Thank you, Bantam Fire Company, for being here. You're still the best in the state. Today we celebrate Memorial Day. In a larger sense, it's not a memorial to war, but a memorial to the lives that have been lost and broken by war. Lives animated and sustained by a living sense of social responsibility and a generous willingness to spend and be spent for a common cause. Today we salute all the dead heroes of all wars. They are soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen who took their knighthood from the hand of God on the field of honor in the service of their country. These brave men and women accepted death in the defense of our freedom. They won immortality for their patriotism and their devotion to God and country. Today our minds turn not only to the unknown soldiers, but to the known soldiers, those whom we as individuals knew and served with, lived with, in civilian life, who have gone on. They are not an abstraction to us, but comrades in arms, whose names and faces are indelibly engraved in our private memories. We crave to give them a sign that we have not forgotten through the years to pay something on account on a staggering debt of affection and gratitude that we owe them. The best way we can do this is by rededicating ourselves with a new conviction and a new earnestness to the ideals which drew our fallen comrades into battle. Death can never sever the bond which unites men and women who have lived and died for the common good. Teddy Roosevelt once said, "The things that will destroy America are prosperity at any price, peace at any price, safety first instead of duty first, and love of the soft living." He spoke these words out of the love for America. I speak to you today as people who care greatly for their country. While we do not have all the facts and intelligence that are available to those in high government, and while we do not profess to have nearly all the answers, we do have eyes and ears and a right to insist that national policies reflect the people's will and command the people's understanding. Our government worries, and with reason, about the impression it makes upon people abroad. Let us hope that it has equal concern about the impression it makes on its own people. For those who we honor today gave unselfishly of themselves so that all the special and precious freedoms of today can be ours to enjoy. Today I would like to relate to you a short story that may help explain the meaning of Memorial Day and why we as a nation must remain united if we are to endure and preserve our heritage for generations to come. The story goes something like this. A man was strolling through a cemetery one bright summer day, marveling to himself how well it was taken care of, how much devotion shown by its beauty. Suddenly he came by, in the back corner, he came by a plot that showed neglect. The grass was extremely high. It was so high the stone was hidden. Intrigued by this lonely parting the tall grass where he could read the inscription on the headstone, he was surprised to see that was the grave of a 14-year-old boy. But the greatest surprise to him was the 6 words inscribed on the headstone. How many hopes and dreams lie buried here? I bring this to you today so you might see the inscription on this 14-year-old boy's gravestone, the same tragic insight into the lives of all veterans of wars. How many hopes lie buried here? If we look at it in depth, we can see the tall grass as being the representative of our individual neglect of the memory of those who died. In that six-word inscription, we find meaning, purpose, and truth, making its way to the graves of our own loved ones who have gone to their final resting place. With those words ringing in our hearts as they were meant for each and every victim we honor today. How many hopes lie buried in veterans' graves? We'll never know, because the pains of war cut short the lives of hundreds of thousands of good, healthy Americans before their rightful time of death. But there's one thing we can be sure of, and is that knowledge our nation remains alive today. Because the hopes that lie buried with each and one of them we'll never forget. This, my friend, tells us the meaning of Memorial Day is genuine and appreciation for the sacrifices given so that we may and future generations may enjoy the individual freedoms which are the foundation of our great country. The story of this young boy has a personal meaning to each one, every one of us, and it does not relate to Memorial Day alone, but to every day of our lives. As young and old Americans work side by side to achieve the American dream, we leave these services today. Let's ask God to grant us the strength and courage to carry on the work which lies ahead, yet to be done. Let us ask God that before we go off on a single purpose direction, that we be given the foresight, the insurance, to achieving our own personal goals, we do not take away from others. In doing this, we have individual contributions to our American heritage and achieve the peace of mind, knowing we have given our best, that the hopes of the future generations will be fulfilled. Take the spirit of the youth with you today, transform it into an unrestrained energy so that your life and the life around you will be filled with a new and greater hope. God bless each and every one of you, and thank you.
For Post 44 in Bantam, the first Saturday of every month is always Memorial Day. For over 27 years, Post 44 has honored Veteran Month at this very site, at this very memorial, and largely through the love and devotion of Art Shaw, Frank Fabry, and Art St. John, who put the program together more than 27 years ago. And there have been such memories made here because you have families who come together to celebrate a loved one who was in the service, passed away. And you can see them, sometimes there's 60, 70 people here, families who hadn't been together in years, and yet they come to honor their loved one. And then the following month, because there's a receiving family and a departing family, they come back. That's so special and so uniquely American on so many levels that I'm in awe of the folks that have made the Post great, like Harry, Art St. John, Frank Fabry, and Art Shaw, and so many others, countless that I can't name. I'm sure I would leave someone out. But it's an honor to be part of Post 44, and an honor to be part of the Bantam community, because you do represent all that's best about America.